We're continuing to look at the Sermon on the Mount, and today we find ourselves in Matthew chapter 6. Don't worry, we're not skipping over Jesus' very essential command to love our enemies. We covered that a couple of weeks ago in a video called Let It Rain, which you can find a link for in the description below or somewhere up here on the screen. So, if Matthew chapter 5 is all about allowing the qualities described in the Beatitudes to transform our personal relationships, our marriages, our relationships with those that we find ourselves angry with, Matthew 6 tells us how those same qualities should transform our religious practices. Jesus says this, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven." You know, it can be really easy for us to do the right thing for the wrong reason. Mostly because we like praise. I like to be praised. I enjoy people telling me I've done a good job, giving me a pat on the back or a good attaboy. Positive feedback is important. It helps us to know that we're doing the right thing. And I think more of us should offer it more readily, then fewer people would be so hungry for it. What Jesus is warning us about is that we shouldn't pursue religious practice so that other people praise us. Remember that Jesus tells us that we are to be the salt of the earth and the light of the world so that people will see our good works and praise God. Jesus doesn't tell us we can't do good works in public, but he doesn't want us to do it to draw attention to ourselves. And he begins by talking about our giving. Thus, when you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. Truly I say to you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be done in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you. Jesus wants us to give. He assumes that we will. There are people in our world who experience need on a daily basis, and we are not absolved from providing for those in need by Jesus' teaching here. Instead, Jesus makes it very clear that we should give, and when we give, we don't draw attention to ourselves or seek praise for our giving. Today, right now, there are a lot of causes we can give to. There are people around the world who are jobless, homeless, and in need of food and basic medical needs. Give to those needs. Give to your local church. Give to organizations that provide clean water. Give to support relief efforts for storms and earthquakes. Give to your neighbor who's behind on their bills. Give in whatever way you can to help those in need. But don't give to get those pats on the back or praise from others. Do it because the Spirit of God is alive in you. Do it because he has stirred your heart to compassion for your fellow human beings. I love you, and I pray today that God leads you to do great things for the sake of his name.